The Thief of Time. Elliot Grayson was a man of boundless ideas but little follow-through, a man with many dreams but few actions. He had a sharp mind, a kind heart, and a habit of putting things off until tomorrow. He had a knack for making promises he never kept. His wife, Clara, often teased him about his procrastination, calling him the king of unfinished plans and the busiest man who never got anything done. Elliot would laugh and shrug it off, saying, "I work best under pressure and there's always tomorrow." But the truth was, Elliot rarely worked at all, at least not on the things that mattered most, and tomorrow, for him, was a thief of time. Elliot's procrastination had always been a part of him, but it became more pronounced after losing his job at the publishing house. Elliot promised Clara he would find work quickly, but days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Instead of job hunting and searching for opportunities, Elliot spent his time tinkering with old projects, reading books he never finished, and drafting plans for a freelance writing business he never started. Clara, ever patient, took on extra shifts at the hospital to keep the family afloat, but the strain was beginning to show. Their two children, Lily and Max, were too young to understand the weight of their father's inaction. They only knew that their mother was always tired and their father always distracted. The bills piled up, the fridge grew emptier, and the house, once filled with laughter, became a place of quiet tension. One evening, Clara sat at the kitchen table, her head in her hands. Elliot approached her with a sheepish smile. "I've been thinking," he began, "I'm going to start that freelance writing business I've always talked about. I just need a little more time to plan it out." Clara looked up at him, her eyes weary but still filled with love. "Elliot," she said softly, "you've been thinking for years. When will you start doing? Don't you know that excuses are lies packed in a bag of reason?" Elliot had no answer. He kissed her on the forehead and retreated to his study, where he spent the night drafting ideas he would never act on. Months passed, and the family's situation grew dire. Clara's health began to falter under the weight of her responsibilities. The children noticed their mother's exhaustion and their father's absence, even when he was physically present. Elliot, oblivious to the damage he was causing, continued to live in the illusion that he had all the time in the world. One cold January morning, Clara handed Elliot a folded piece of paper. "Read this," she said, her voice firm but gentle. "It's something I wrote for you." Elliot unfolded the paper and read the poem titled, "Here Comes Another Year." The words hit him like a thunderclap. Clara had poured her heart into the poem, capturing the pain of watching time slip away, the frustration of unfulfilled promises, and the quiet despair of a family on the brink of collapse. It was a plea, a challenge, and a warning all at once. For the first time, Elliot saw himself through Clara's eyes, not as the dreamer he fancied himself to be, but as a man who had let his family down. He realized that his procrastination wasn't just a harmless quirk. It was a thief that had stolen precious time from the people he loved most. That night, Elliot made a decision. He stayed up until dawn, not tinkering or planning, but taking action. He updated his resume, applied for jobs, and reached out to old colleagues. Within weeks, he secured a position as a content editor at a small but promising startup. It wasn't his dream job, but it was a start. Elliot's transformation didn't happen overnight. He still struggled with his old habits, but Clara's poem remained a constant reminder of what was at stake. Slowly but surely, he began to rebuild his life and his family's trust. He spent more time with Lily and Max, helping them with their homework and playing games in the backyard. He made an effort to lighten Clara's load, taking on household chores and encouraging her to rest. Years later, on a quiet evening, Elliot stumbled upon a dusty box in the attic while searching for holiday decorations. Inside, he found a stack of old notebooks. His notebooks. They were filled with ideas, plans, and half-written stories from the years he had spent procrastinating. As he flipped through the pages, a strange feeling washed over him. The words felt familiar, yet foreign, as if they had been written by someone else. At the bottom of the box, he found a small leather-bound journal he didn't recognize. Curious, he opened it and was startled to see his own handwriting. But the entries were dated years into the future, entries he had no memory of writing. The journal detailed events that hadn't happened yet, a promotion at work, a family vacation to Italy, and even a novel he would one day publish. The final entry, dated 10 years from now, read, "I finally learned to stop letting time slip away. I owe it all to Clara." Elliot's hands trembled as he closed the journal. Was it a prank, a strange coincidence, or something else entirely? He didn't know. But one thing was clear. The journal was a glimpse of the life he could have if he stayed on the path he had started. It was a life filled with love, success, and fulfillment. A life he had almost lost to the thief of time. Elliot kept his promises, not just to Clara and the children, but to himself. He had learned the hard way that time, once stolen, could never be returned. But he also learned that it was never too late to start living. After all, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the next best time is now. From that day forward, Elliot kept the journal on his desk as a reminder of what was possible. He didn't know how the journal had come to be, but he didn't need to. It was enough to know that the future he wanted was within his reach, as long as he didn't let time steal it away. The Thief of Time is a story of redemption, a reminder that procrastination is not just a harmless habit, but a silent thief that can rob us of the things that matter most. And sometimes the future we dream of is closer than we think, if only we have the courage to seize it. Clara's poem, Here Comes Another Year. Here comes another year, tiptoeing softly through December's thinning air, its footsteps echoing with the weight of resolutions past and the whispers of dreams deferred. Another year, another clean slate, they say. But how many slates have we smudged with idleness, wiped half clean by excuses, only to draw the same patterns of procrastination? This time, let it be different. Let the clock's tick-tock not just count hours, but serve as a metronome for diligence. Let the sunrise not just light the sky, but ignite the fire of purpose within. Here comes another year, and with it, another chance. To rise before the sun, to make sweat the ink of progress, to write our legacy in the language of effort. Indolence cools like a soft pillow in the storm, but we cannot yield. Not when the days march forward with no mercy, not when the world spins, unbothered by our hesitation. Here comes another year, and we owe it to ourselves. To seize its moments, to be builders of dreams, not bystanders. For the clock will not wait, and time forgives only the prepared. So let us shed the comfort of apathy, wrap ourselves in the armor of discipline, and meet this new year not as passengers, but as captains of our destiny. This year is a canvas, a chance to paint with bold strokes, to craft visions into victories, and let ambition be the architect of our days. Here comes another year, and the seeds we plant now. Will roots sprout and bloom tomorrow? Will we toil in the soil of intention, or let weeds of neglect claim the land? Let us not wait for the perfect moment, for the perfect moment is a mirage. This is the time, this is the place. Every second is an invitation to build, to grow, to strive. Because if not now, when? If not here, where? And if not you, who? Let us not be the dreamers who merely dream, but the doers who dare to achieve. For every dawn is a promise, and every dusk a reminder. The year will move forward. Will we? Here comes another year. Will it slip through our fingers or be shaped by our hands? The choice, as always, is ours.
Right now or never. Woke up this morning, clock still running, dreams still waiting, heart keeps humming. Keep saying one day, but the days fade fast. Standing at the station while the trains roll past. Ooh, how many chances can slip through your hands? How many wishes just drown in the sand? Keep on moving now, you may never get the chance again. Ooh, right now or never, that won't wait. Every second love turns to hate. Gotta move, gotta shine, gotta take my place. 'Cause tomorrow ain't promised, don't fade away. All these excuses, chains on my soul, fear in my pockets weighing down my goals. Keep telling myself there's still that side, but the mirror keeps showing me a different light. Ooh, how many dreams will I let go? How many nights will I cry and just pray? If I don't stand up now, I might never see the light of day. Right now or never, I won't wait. Every second, love turns to hate. Gotta move, gotta shine, gotta take my place. 'Cause tomorrow ain't promised, don't fade away. Time keeps ticking, no rewind, so fixing. Gotta step up, gotta play my smart. No more wishing, no more missing. One gotta rise, gotta cross that line. Now it's time explore. Every second, love times you never hang on. Gotta move, gotta shine, gotta take my place. 'Cause tomorrow ain't promised, don't fade away. Right now.